Hi, everybody. It's me, LisaT, coming at you with some positive energy. Reading The Language of Letting Go by Beattie. So I'm looking forward to what this reading has to say today. Again, I never read these before I read them with you. And today, I've had a real shift. I've shared in a bunch of the last videos, like September 17th till a week ago. I was really struggling, and then a week, just things kept building and building and building and building, and I for some reason wasn't able to tap into the knowings of what worked. I was trying to figure it out in my head instead of like taking actions. Recovery is an action program. It's an action way of living. We got to do the behavior. We got to change the thinking, so we change the behavior, and then we change the outcome. And last weekend I had a turnaround. Thank God for God. And I started to reach out and get support, and then take the actions, do the little things in my day that, and immediately, like, this has never happened before in all of my recovery journey. It was like an immediate, within 5 hours, 6 hours, there was a turnaround. And it's been sustaining for just like 5-6 days, right? And then just today I was like, oh, maybe I just want to do that, and I could feel like self-will will come back in. So self-will is the thing that's taken me down my whole life. Like, I got this, I can do this, I'll figure it out. I instead of higher powers, show me the way. And when I've fallen on my ass again, like I just did last month, I need really simple guidance and instruction. So as soon as I opened my eyes this morning, I was like, God, guide me, direct me. And then I could feel myself slipping into like some negative thinking and fearful thinking. And I was like, nope, God, direct my, and I had to like get back on it. And then I had thoughts like, oh, I don't want to, I got this to do, a laundry to do and cleaning. And I was like, well, I don't know what I feel like doing. And perfectly, I got on the phone with someone and I said to them that I'm going to be doing laundry, these things today. And as soon as it came out of my mouth, I'm like, oh, got to hold myself accountable and do these little things. And just doing, I decided I was going to do laundry. And in that, I used the gym in my building that I've used twice back like 2 years ago. I was like, exercise is really great for my mental health. It gets me in my body. I did some breathing work while I was doing my workout. Like I do this thing called central channel breathing. Which I'm going to, after these videos are done, I'm going to start talking about that stuff. I'm getting certified this weekend. So anyways, doing some, and then I put on my headphones. I never wear headphones when I work out because I never use a gym. I've always bike ride, rollerblade, so I put on my headphones and I was doing some studying for this course that final that's coming up this weekend. So I was working out, doing breathing exercises, studying, and doing laundry all at the same time. Like, wholly productive. And that was because I asked God for guidance as soon as I opened my eyes. And doing all those things has made me be so present and be grateful for the life I'm living and who I am, which is not my MO. I'm typically grateful for my life these days because it's just had a dramatic turnaround in the last 6 years since I became a massage therapist, etc. And but I'm not always grateful for me, for this physical Lisa, and the things that have come out of my mouth that I blame myself or anyway. So miracle again today because I asked for guidance, and then I was like, right now I'm super okay with me. And even just now I was like, well, I'm gonna want to lay down, and I felt like a power outside myself saying, do the next right thing, do the next right thing, do the next right thing, the next thing that's gonna make me feel better. I don't know what's gonna make me feel good. I think I think I won't talk about myself. For example, some people will go, oh, I think I should go shopping. That'll make me feel better. Or I'm going to take a drug. That'll make me feel better. Or I'm going to go gamble. I'll win some money. I'll get a win and get, so just addictive behaviors come in many sizes, shapes, and forms. People pleasing. I won't take care of myself. I'll obsess about something else that's not in my power. We do. And that stuff doesn't, like, I was talking with a friend yesterday. I was like, she was telling me about the stuff she's done. I was like, how's that working for you? How's that working? So I have to ask myself, how's that working for me when I'm doing the things I was doing 3 weeks ago? It wasn't working. I got to do the things that are working. And I was just shown what's working. And just within 6 days, I wanted to like start to backtrack and rest on our laurels, as they say. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what the reading, because this reading always parallels my life. So let's see. I'm excited. Feelings and surrender. I surrendered to a higher power this morning. I surrendered my emotions. I did some work like 6 years ago, and what came up was like, we were looking at my life, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so emotionally dependent. It must have to do with like my mom and stuff like that. But I believe nowadays that I've come to this life experience to learn how to overcome that, to like, so that I am my emotions are fully about me, and that no one has the power, no person, place, or thing has the power to shift my emotions so dramatically. Like, a friend will send me a beautiful text and I'm like, yee. And then if it doesn't, and then they, then maybe they don't respond for 3 hours, and I'm like, oh God, what did I do wrong? They must be mad at me. Like, it can go so dramatically from up or down, the feeling, so that the world really dominated me, dominated my internal emotional sphere. So no more. Now we're doing what we can about what we can do something about. We're doing what we can about the things we can do something about. So the surrender prayer, right? Serenity prayer, not surrender prayer. Well, could we get the surrender prayer too? Okay, anyways, feelings and surrender, October 17th. Surrendering is a highly personal and spiritual experience, absolutely, because you're reaching out to spirit, you're reaching out to something else outside of yourself. And of course, everyone's going to have their own experience of that, because everyone's here to learn something different about themselves, about their higher self, evolve into their highest self, and expand into their higher self. So surrendering is a highly personal and spiritual experience. Surrender is not something we can do in our heads. And that's what I was doing last month. I was talking to another friend and I was like, I was like, well, I do that in my head. I naturally do that with the way I think. I naturally do that. And instead of taking the actions, it can't be this head stuff. This head stuff is what got me in trouble my whole life, what took me down, what made me not like myself, what got me in bad situations. It was these thoughts. So, so surrender. So the opposite. So I can't, the same mind that made the problem cannot solve the problem. I can't surrender in my thoughts, in my head. I got to take actions. I got to say words out of my mouth. So surrender is not something we can do in our heads. It is not something we can force or control by willpower. Good, because my willpower, my self-will gets me in trouble as well. So something we cannot force or control by willpower. It is something we experience. Recovery is an experiential process, not an intellectual one. You cannot read a book and then be changed. You have to experience things. You have to go through some shit. You have to go into the dark. And the beautiful thing about going into the dark, going into the pain, go into those spots inside of you, those memories, those moments inside that you pushed down and said were okay, that you never acknowledged your feelings for. We got to go into those. I've always said, like, shine the light on them. Speak it out. Once these things that we're like keeping a secret are brought into the light and we share it with someone, it comes out of the darkness and into the light. But the thing is, that darkness or that pain, what we're doing as we evolve and expand through recovery is learning that those dark spots actually aren't really dark. It's just the way we're perceiving it. So soon when we go into the dark, per se, it's going to be always going into the light, which is so beautiful. So we experience that too. That's why I was sharing all that. We experience it. You can't understand it by knowing about it. You got to experience it. So acceptance or surrender is not a tidy package. Can get messy. A beautiful is it orchids? No, what's the lotus? The lotus flower. The lotus flower is so beautiful, and it sits like this. Like, here's the water, and the lotus flower sits like this. Here's the water, and here's the lotus flower. Underneath, it's a muck. It is a mess, an absolute mess, a mucky mess, dirty mucky mess. So it doesn't. So this beauty doesn't come from a tidy package. Often it is a package full of hard feelings like anger, rage, sadness, followed by release and relief. We got to release that energy, that anger, that sadness, that rage. We just got to learn how to do it in a healthy way and direct it in the right spot. I have been directing it to God. God, I'm feeling this fear. I'm feeling this anger. Take this from me. I don't want it because I'm angry at this person who's hurting me. I'm just mad at them in my head, and I want them to have poison, and I'm drinking the poison myself, right? So, often it is a package full of hard feelings, anger, rage, and sadness, followed by release and relief. Let it go. As we surrender, we experience our frustration and anger at God, at other people, at ourselves, and at life. We experience that anger, experience it. And then we come to the core of the pain. So that stuff, that anger stuff, is all on top of a ball of fear. Anger, sadness, resentment, all that stuff is all a ball, all on the top of a ball of fear that's way down here that everything has been piled on top of. And so we release that stuff, and then we get to that fear, and we can face that, and then we can then come into pure love. So, oh, I lost my space. What happened there? Then we come to the core of the pain and sadness, the heavy emotional burden inside that must come out before we can feel good. It's got to come out. It's got to come out. Often, these emotions are connected to healing and release at a deep, 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 deep level. It said it once. I want to say it 4 times. Deep, deep, deep level. Surrender sets the wheels in motion. So we surrender to that. Okay, this is what's coming up, and I'm ready to feel it. I'm brave enough to feel it. I'm ready. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to, face it. I'm going to feel it. I know that I have enough support systems and enough good people in my life that are going to hold me and help me while I feel this, while I go through this rough patch, because I need to, so I can finally be free. Often these emotions are connected to healing and release at a deep, deep level. Surrender sets the wheels in motion. Our fear and anxiety about the future are released when we surrender. All of a sudden you're living, that's what all spiritual programs are about, living in the now. That's where God is, in the now. No past, no future. That's just our thoughts. It's all an illusion. There's only now. Everything else is an illusion. Well, everything's actually an illusion. But anyways, that's a whole other, book. So, but yeah, we got to get to that, because when we do that, the fear and anxiety, so when we reach those core wounds and finally release, then the fear and anxiety go away, because we're not wondering what's coming down the pipeline anymore. We're present, and we feel safe and protective and happy and joyful and loved and cared for, and all these beautiful things. We are projected, and we project too. We project whatever that stuff, we project that out into the world. We try and prove our belief systems. If you believe you're no good, you're going to look for, where does the world show me I'm no good? Yep, see, there it is. And there'll be a million things that just showed you are amazing, but you'll focus on that one thing if it's inside of you. So, so we project that out. But the book says we are it says protected. It just wanted me to talk about that, I guess. We are protected. We are guided. Good things have been planned. The next step is now being taken. Surrender is the process that allows us to move forward. It is how our higher power moves us forward. Surrender. The beautiful book, Michael Singer, Surrender Experiment, and The Untethered Soul. Oh, life changers, I'm telling you. But you got to read it over and over and over. It's something you got to meditate on over and over and over. Trust in the rightness of timing. Trust and faith. Trust in the rightness of timing and the freedom at the other end. As you struggle humanly through this spiritual experience, you're going to struggle a little bit through this. It's going to be painful. It's going to be a little dark. It's going to seem, hard, but it's the key. It's the key to your freedom. Here's your prayer. I will be open to the process of surrender in my life. I will allow myself all the awkward and potential emotions that must be released. I will allow myself, allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. But we don't go vomit it on someone. It's in here. This is where the work is. But allow ourselves to feel it. One more time. I will be open to the process of surrender in my life. I will allow myself all the awkward and potent emotions that must be released. Woo! Amen. Thank you for watching. I love you all. I appreciate you all too. I appreciate every single person that watches these videos, because I know there's people out there watching them, and it makes me feel like I'm not alone. And that's a key piece in my recovery as well. Knowing I'm not alone, knowing I'm not the only one that felt this way, knowing I'm not the only one that experienced this bad thing, knowing I'm not the only one that did this bad thing or said this bad thing, knowing I'm not the only one trying to heal, or getting better, or doing the right things to make my life better, so please hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up, send me a comment, let's chat, and enjoy your day, letting go, surrendering to the moment, and loving yourself. Thanks for watching. Love you.